Hello, Scrappy Peeps. Susanna here today for ThermOWeb, and I am sharing with you a layout created using our newly released product. It was released earlier this week, and I have created a layout using the new toner sheets. There's 2 packs of those, transfer sheets, so that lovely rainbow foil, and a midnight blue flock. So I'm using one of the rainbow, so there's 2 different types of rainbows. I'm using the what I'm calling quote-unquote plain rainbows. I have used some amazing Pixie Tape to link them together where the rainbows consistently move across. And then I am going to cut enough to cover each card, and because I want to get the consistency of that blue transfer, I'm going to overlap them right there and then run them through my preheated laminator. So make sure when you are using the toner sheets that you have the color of the foil facing out, or the silver side, which is the back side of the foil, down onto the black of the toner sheet. So the toner sheet is the black and white, and then the transfer sheet is what is going to convey the color. So while that's running through, I'm going to go ahead and start the beginning of the layout here. I have those clouds as the header, and then that rainbow pattern paper from Bella Boulevard. So all of the pattern paper that I'm using is Bella Boulevard. And then I'm going to use these awesome rainbows to work in with that theme. So I ran it through a second time. Most of it had transferred, but I wanted to, there were still a few black spotty spots, and so I wanted to make sure that I got those picked up as much as I could. So you can definitely use the leftover of that. I have set that aside to use for another purpose. I have no idea what, but I know at some point I will find a use for those amazing rainbows. So I'm going to go ahead and use that as the second layer in my header there. And it's slightly short because of the overlap that I've gotten, or that I'm seeking. And so fortunately from my leftover bits there, I'm able to piece that together again to get that to go across my 12 by 12 layout there. So from there, I am going to start to prep the rest of the elements that I want to put on my page. So I know I want to use the flock for some flowers. So I will pre-cut out of the pattern paper a lot of those flowers. You can see those elements there, but then I want to use this blue for some blue flowers. So I'm going to put some of my Easy-Cut adhesive on the back. So this automatically puts adhesive to it and therefore makes it a sticker, which is super awesome. You can with your foam also put foam backing behind it, but I don't want that because I don't want just the blue. I want layers, and I want my layers to vary by depth and color, not just the blue foam flock foamed. So that's why I did not use the foam behind. So you can see, super easy. Put your dies down, roll it through your manual die cut machine, and because I'm working on a metallic platform, I do not use any of the Pixie Tape to hold it down. I don't need to worry about holding it down because it doesn't shift when you are putting your dies on the flock, or at least it doesn't for me. So I have used my flock and I've cut out all of my bits and pieces there. I have decided that I want to use this more complex rainbow and pop a few of those up over my quote-unquote plain rainbows. So I'm going to run those through. Again, when you run it through, you want to make sure you've A, preheated your laminator, and B, that the color side of the foil is facing out to you. So I am going to also, in a second, run through the other floral. So those are the 2 rainbows. You also newly released are the Spring Fling toner sheets. And so you have, those are florals. I'm using these teeny tiny little florals instead of the vines of floral. That's what the other one looks like. And so I'm going to run this through with just plain red transfer sheets to pick up a little pop of red down into my rainbow of flowers down below. So now I've all got my pieces of my garden. I just have to create my garden. So I'm going to fussy cut a few of these, and I will spare you the agony of having to watch that whole process. Remember to move your paper as you open and close your scissors, and you will get nice clean cuts and almost that sort of die cut rounded edge. I'm also going to fussy cut 3 of these rainbows that I will pop up, and you will see me do that. And again, I will also spare you that and having to watch too much of that. So here is my blank canvas and all of my bits and pieces, and I'm going to create a rainbow garden at the bottom there with those flocked flowers and then the red floral flowers. And this takes me quite a while, and I will spare you the agony of having to watch that whole process. I also have some greens, 2 different varieties of green to get the greenery in there. Those 2 fern pieces really sort of create a swag to where I will scoot down the pictures that I have up there then, and then have my title up above that. So I'm just figuring out, I'm trying to get some of those flowers, like the solid flowers, create much more depth on the page. Or I shouldn't say depth, they create a lot more weight on the page. And so I want to get a balance of the darker greens and the dark blues throughout the page so that the page doesn't tilt off like a seesaw going one direction. I want some balance as it moves across the page. So you can see how I've created that with the way that I've sprinkled the elements in there. So having determined the placement of all of those, I'm going to use a mix of those foam squares that you see there and these Zots Bling, which is a double-sided dot, or it's not a dot, it's they're adhesive dots. And so I'm going to use those because some of those flowers are a whole lot smaller. And so the tiny minuscule dot of the Zots Bling is perfect for the adhesive dots to get those adhered down. Remember too that I had put Easy-Cut adhesive behind the flock, and so all I have to do is pull the backing off of that so that the sticker, basically that's what the flock becomes, is a sticker gets stuck down to the page there. So again, this is celebrating the newness of these products from ThermOWeb. So you've got your Mystic Rainbow foil transfer sheets, your 2 new toner sheet sets, and then that Midnight Blue flock. So I'm going to put these 2 pictures of their printed side by side, so there's no white border between them. That is Mia and our cat Jasmine. I just love the love that is in that picture. Absolutely perfect. And so the title is going to be You Color My World. So I had used, those are large Jane Alpha dies for color, and I believe that is, I'm not sure who that pattern paper is. So I have some old black letters from Cocoa Daisy. I have no O's, so I'm going to have to modify those a little bit. But in the meantime, I'm using my giant roll of foam from ThermOWeb, which I still have. I want to say I'm coming up on having opened it a year ago. I want to say it was a year ago. I should have written the date on it, and I thought I did, but I can't find it. And so that foam, and I use a whole lot of foam. Every layout I create has foam for some dimension on it. And so it is definitely an amazing value for money. I think the whole roll is somewhere between $17 or $18. So absolutely amazing value. Absolutely. So those are the black letters that I referenced, and I am actually off camera. I had a heart from, you can see them off on the right hand side, those little hearts there. So off camera, I'm going to use the pink heart and then the blue flocked heart, and then I will also find a red heart to sprinkle into the title here, which I end up doing off camera. So that is me using the new product. I am going to put a couple of the puffy bees just for a little bit more yellow and just a little bit of visual variety down onto the page, as well as off camera. I'm going to use a few other floral sequins, again, just to add just a teeny bit more shimmer to that. And then I am going to call that done, my friends. So the close-ups are coming. Be sure to enjoy the close-ups. Thanks for stopping in today. If you have any questions about the new products, please don't hesitate to leave them in the box down below. Thanks for stopping in today. Come back again soon. Take care.